What up means y'all fit the gift you heard. Man, for the people who don't believe in that being able to be out of your body and go places, like, man, that shit is really real. Like, man, I'm trying to tell you, like, I had to record this joint, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, I know it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to believe when you're telling the people. So, like, that's what happened. So, I'm dreaming, but I believe that I was dreaming. So, I goes all the way to the bookstore. I wound up being in the bookstore. Now, this is all in a dream. So, I'm in the bookstore, and I'm reading this one particular book. This one particular book is a spiritual book. So, I goes in and I'm reading the book. So now, while I'm in there reading the book, I'm just like I'm feeling everything and all that. Like, I'm there, I'm in there. I'm down, I'm sitting down, I'm reading. I'm doing all that. So then, before I wake up, I'm like, yo, before I wake up, you know what I mean? Because I felt that I was dreaming. So I'm like, before I wake up, I'm like, let me mark this. I'm like, let me mark my spot. I'm like, let me mark my spot so I can remember, you know, if I ever come back here again. You know what I'm saying? So I had marked the spot. So now I'm just like, so now this is not, I'm not in my dream now. Now, mind you, I dreamt this like a while ago. So I'm like, so now we in reality. I goes to the bookstore, right? I go get one book. I get that book. Now that book was on, language. It was on etymology. You know what I mean? I went and got that book. The book cost me $55. Everybody who know 5555 means big change. When it comes to numerology, you know what I mean? It means like big change. So I get that joint. So boom. So I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? I get that. I get back. You feel me? I keep the receipt and all that. So I'm reading that. Checking out the etymology and stuff like that because I'm just like paying attention to the words that we speak. So I'm just like to go back and find out what the different words mean when we speak them. Because you never know what you're saying when you're saying words now because like they probably been derived from something, they've been changed, and so many people say different things. So it's like, all right. Anyway, I take that book back because I'm like, yo, I'm like, that's $55. And I'm like, $55 book, boom. And I'm a reader. Like, you feel me? I like reading and stuff like that, but I'm just like, I didn't think that I needed a book right now, being as though, you got online etymology, online and all that, so you can go to find words. So I said, you know what, that might have been a waste of money. So I said, let me take that money, let me take that book back and go get me another book. Because even though I took the book, I'm not worried about the money. But I'm just like, I'm like, I feel as though that book was a waste. I need a book that I probably can't find online, like to go online and try to find it. So I goes back to the bookstore and I goes back to the section. Now, mind you, I'm not realizing that this is the section that I'm going in. But when I'm going in there, I'm going to get another book. So, go one section, go to the next section, you feel me? Then I goes and get the book. Like, see, I'm looking at books and I'm seeing all the different books, boom, boom. But none of the books is really grabbing me. None of the books is really like, yeah, get that book. So I'm like putting in the bag, like, I want to get a good one, so I can take it home, read it and all that. So I grabs this one book. Now this book, I'm like, what's this book all about? Let me check it out. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it because it caught my attention. So I'm looking at the book, boom, boom. But as I'm reading, I'm looking through the book, and I find my stuff in there. I'm looking like, darn. I'm like, yo, like this book is something powerful. I'm like, this is a serious book. I'm like, cause mind you, I'm in there for like at least I'm in the bookstore for at least like an hour or two. Probably like an hour. I ain't gonna say 2 hours, but it was like an hour. So I'm in there like, you feel? I'm in there for a while. So I get this drink. I get the book. So now, as I'm walking out with the book, I'm looking at different things and like, I see it's crazy, right? So I'm looking. I see they got little figures. They got little figures like they got Goku. They got they got Goku. They got something else like throwing like you know how they throw the little power at you like boom. So I'm seeing that and I'm like, is this telling me something like to put the book back? Don't take the book out, or is it power or whatever? I'm just like, yo. So I'm just like, I'm getting to breathe like, I'm like, I'm like, yo, I'm still gonna take the book though. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the book. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the book. You know what I mean? So get the book all the way to the front. You know what I mean? I buys the book. So the lady at the front desk, she like, that's an interesting book. Now, mind you, wow, and me just saying that just brought something else to mind. But I ain't gonna make this long and drawn out. But that brought something else to mind about people saying things are interesting, and then the experiences that I experience after people say that it's spooky. So boom. So I gets the book, and she was like, I wish I could look through there to find my stuff or whatever. So I'm just like, yeah. She like, I need to go find me one to go get me one so I can find. I said, yeah, you do. And my thoughts, like me, I'm usually like a open being, where it's just like, I'll let you, like, you could look through my book, you know what I mean? But for some odd reason, I was just like, yeah, go buy your own book, and I just went out the door. So bam, so gets in the wheel, I gets in the car, boom. So now I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, I got this book. I'm all on the Instagram, like, yo, I got this book, yo. I ain't telling y'all this book. I ain't telling y'all this book. I'm like, this book right here is serious. I'm trying to tell you. So I gets all the way to the spot, and gets all the way back to the house. So I look through the book, check the book. You know what I mean? I'm going through the book, going through the book, or whatever. So now one day, the book was sitting on the side. So it's sitting on the side of me. Like right now, I'm down in my study hall, which AKA is my basement. So I'm like, boom. I'm down here and I'm like, I'm looking at the book. When I looks at the book, I see the marker where I marked it. It was a little stone. So I'm like, oh shit. So now that was the reminder. Now remind you what I said. I said, let me mark this so I can remember my spot. So I see the thing and I'm like, yo, hold the fuck. I'm like, yo, hold the fuck. So now I'm just like, yo, I thought that I was in a dream when I did that. So I'm looking at it. This is real life now. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, yo. I'm like, yo. I fucking marked that book. I'm like, yo, pardon my language, but I'm like, yo, I marked that book. I'm like, I marked. So now I'm like, yo, I'm telling my people's like, yo, listen, I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, yo, listen, that. I'm like, I couldn't believe it, but I'm like, I really, finally, like, pulled something from one of my dreams in real life though. Like, I was telling my people, I said, yo, this is some spooky stuff, man. I'm like, yo, this is some spooky stuff. I'm like, this is some spooky stuff. So I started like, yo, man, I'm like, yo, I'm starting to realize that this world is more spiritual than you think. I'm telling you, it's more spiritual than you think. It's way more spiritual than you think, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had another out of body experience, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this one. This was more like a, you know, this is more like a light experience in comparison to my other experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I would tell that one, but like that probably might scare people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to be scared. You know what I'm saying? Like fearing, about the other side. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to tell that story. Unless, you know what I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you have to really be like spiritual. I might have to set up a group or something where it's like you already experienced the spiritual world and stuff like that to be able to even get a hold of what's going on. But yeah though, man, I got the book and the book's right here, and I got the little rock that I had that I put in there, and I put that in my pocket. I put that in my pocket to keep it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I put that in my pocket, like yo, because I'm like, I'm keeping this rock because this is what I use to mark this book. And then remind you, right? Out of all of the books, this is how I know I've been reading this book for a while now. Either me or somebody else. Well, however, but I'm believing that probably was me because out of all the books, like mind you, I'm in a bookstore, and you know, in the bookstore, people do look through books and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put it past that. Somebody, I'll say somebody might have been reading. But the thing is, I'm just like, I was reading it too through my dream world or through my spirit world. So I'm just like, and the book was just like, got us a little bent. So I'm like, you know, Barnes Noble say, I believe they would take it back, but I'm just like, this particular book, I'm like, I'm not inclined to take it back. Like it don't feel like it was a waste, and I save, cause I spent $55, and then this book was this book was $26.95. And it's funny even about the price of the book. It's funny about the price of the book. Why? Because it's the number 26, and the number 26 is my day. Like, what the... Yo, it's crazy. It was crazy, man. So I'm just like... I just wanted to do this video, you know what I mean? Just to... You know, for people who don't believe in the... You know, the astral projections and the spiritual stuff, you know what I mean? Like, if you could do it, I'm like, yo, I experienced it. And I'm one of those ones where it's just like, I'll be like, man, you know, I could believe it because, you know, I am religious. I am religious too, but you know how some people are like, man, you so religious, man, you think this and that. You know what I'm saying? But me, I'm just like, I gotta experience it. You feel me? Like, I experience it, like, or I got to feel it to be like, yeah, it ain't no bogus, oh yeah, boom, boom, yeah, I believe it because I read. No, I got to feel it. And when I feel it, oh yeah, it's official. It's official. That's just like how it all, like my other out of body experience. And then it was like certain stuff that was like telling me about the special talents that I have anyway. Because I even like, you know how people be like, yo, you know what I mean, you don't know your time of death and stuff like that. And you know, even though this is another story, I ain't gonna go into it, but I'm just gonna say this another thing, then I'm gonna go ahead and chop it. Is that basically I told my father his time of death, but I told him it metaphorically. You know what I mean? I told him it metaphorically, so he really couldn't grab it. You know what I'm saying? But then when it happened, it was just like, whoa. I told him that. So, you know, I mean, if somebody want to know that story, like I could tell that one, but I'm not gonna do it in this one. But this one is just basically for that, man. Cause I said I gotta post it and tell people about this. Cause I'm like, yo, I don't think nobody ever. Well, I know other people probably experienced it too, but now I'm reaching out like, yo, whoever else experienced, like, yo, how was your thing? I'm gonna tell you about mine, and then we could, you know, I probably invite me to a group or whatever. And then we can go on a group and I'll tell you about the other one. That was a serious one, like, man. But yeah, man. I'm GI fit the gift, man. And I'll be good. Peace, man.